Yo, what's up with y'all, man? I hope you're doing good. If you're new and you're a fan of the NBA, subscribe to this channel. So let's get straight into it.
It's like it's Minute Maid, hijack 4, renegade, 24, number 8, Kobe shit fade away, ballin' since 11th grade, still in school, let them hate.
So the day has finally come, the day that all poverty fans from every single poverty franchise currently around the league has been waiting months for. The NBA draft order has been revealed, and a good chunk of fans are unhappy with it. The reaction from not only me yesterday in my first stream ever, I appreciate you for coming through if you did, by the way.
What the are you swear to God? Say you swear to God. Number 10. Please, I swear to God. Please don't be 7. Please, give me 5 at least, bro. Or fuck, bro. Man, oh my.
But yeah, me and many other fans showed true, raw, unfiltered emotion through every single social media platform, because only one of the bottom 6 worst teams in the NBA were able to land a top 3 pick, and the only team to do that was of course the New York Knicks. Now the draft lottery odds did change, and the league made that more than clear, that these teams who were competing to see who could be more cheeks than the other would no longer have a clear-cut advantage over the other. Now as fans, especially as fans of current poverty franchises, still had high hopes regardless. We didn't let nothing penetrate our ears. This entire NBA season, we would create and pass along our favorite prospects cropped into our organization's jersey. It was all fun and games or whatever until reality hit and Adam Silver smacked the living hell out of every single one of us. This powerful blow that was delivered to the head of most fans, though, seemed planned and premeditated. A premeditated death to one of the NBA's most popular trends these last 6 to 7 years, tanking. He may have done so in the most cold-blooded strategic way. The way these picks laid out Tuesday night makes awfully too much sense and way too many dots connect. Now I'm not over here accusing the NBA of rigging the draft. Because if we're being real, none of this is broadcasted to us, and we already can, have a good idea of what's going on behind the scenes. Now I want you to hold on to all that anger that you built up from Tuesday night and take a step back. Take a break to wipe the tears off of your face, especially if you're a Cavs, Bulls, Suns, or Hawks fan, so we can see how all of this falls in line with my conspiracy. The New Orleans Pelicans were literally on the hottest seat in the NBA for all of the wrong reasons. A top-tier superstar player requested a trade in the middle of the season. For not only the basketball team and organization was this bad, but also this was a horrible thing to happen to them from an economical standpoint. Because in this league, they are known to be, man, I ain't gonna lie, I don't even have to fact check, but they're the least successful franchise. Now you can't get on their heads too much because they are the newest as well. This organization has only existed on this planet of Earth that we called for only 17 years. I was placed on this Earth before them, and more than likely, more than half of you watching this video right now were too. And out of their 17 years of existence, they've only made the playoffs 7 times. Now that's not too bad because they still are relatively new compared to the rest of their peers. But when you factor in the garbo luck mixed with a front office ran by brainless nematodes, it's bad. And now that this blessing that they received many years ago, AD wants no part of this organization anymore, they are now literally on the verge of completely falling off and being left with no hope. In shambles. Now back to my economical money view of things. In the year 2019, these dudes are the least valued organization in the league, ironically behind the Memphis Grizzlies. Both of them aren't worth much compared to the other 28 teams in the league. Each of their values stand at $1.2 billion. Now y'all, you already know what time it is. There is no coincidence here that these two teams got the 1 and 2 pick in the draft. This is no coincidence here. The top 2 picks in the NBA draft this year belong to the 2 teams who are doing the worst economically in the league. If the Pelicans didn't land that number 1 overall pick, then they would literally be pinned down in a situation and basically forced to accept a trade from the Knicks or whoever else had the number 1 overall pick. But now that they have it in their belongings and don't need any assistance from any raggedy team to get Zion, they are now in the perfect position to get things going again, all by themselves. Because this man Zion Williamson is damn near, ain't no damn near, this man is must-see TV. The amount of traction, attention, and baggage that he brings along with him, his clout is unreal. And it is exactly what a struggling franchise like New Orleans needs. It ain't no coincidence that New Orleans sold, what, 3,000 season tickets in literally one day, right after the NBA draft order was released. They were much better off getting Zion outright from the draft period, and then trading away 80-foot whatever more assets that they want. The league, Adam Silver, the people behind the NBA, the nerds, they're literally spoon-feeding the Pelicans' success. There was literally no way that they can screw this up. They're bound to have one of the brightest futures in the NBA. They were given the golden opportunity to take the golden boy from the NBA drafted Zion and surround him with even better talent. Out of the pieces they will get from Anthony Davis, I got it solved and y'all can't tell me nothing. I will be goated when it comes to this NBA YouTube stuff one day. I promise you that. Now let's talk about the Memphis Grizzlies. What did I say in my stream when they were like being introduced? I said nobody cares about them. No one cares about the Memphis Grizzlies. Because dog, like, I'm being real, nobody cares about the Memphis Grizzlies. Never in my life. That was gross, my bad. Have I ever seen a Memphis Grizzly fan on Twitter? I never seen one on Instagram, and I never ever seen one on my YouTube comment section at all. They, along with the Pelicans, are dead last in the league when it comes to value, at only being worth $1.2 to $3 billion in the NBA. When you talk about irrelevant teams in the NBA, teams that literally have nothing going on, nothing intriguing going on, they are smack dab in the middle of that conversation. They are there with the Charlotte Hornets, they are there with the New Orleans Pelicans, they are there with the Detroit Pistons. And if we have a look at their situation right now, prior to lottery night, it wasn't looking that good at all. They traded away their franchise center, Marc Gasol, who was a year away from being washed, for a okay player in Jonas Valanciunas. And Mike Conley, who was 3 to 4 years away from falling off and being a semi-elite guard in the league, is literally one serious injury away from being done. And we all know his history with injuries. The Grizzlies, just like the Pelicans, needed a top pick to rejuvenate their roster and their fans and to get that money flowing in. And what is a better way to do that by selecting the league's best PG prospect, who completely tore up and shredded, diced up competition last year in the NCAA, Ja Morant. That night left them with an insanely talented duo in Jaren Jackson Jr. and Ja. Just like Zion, Ja's playstyle and superstar potential is bound to uplift this organization from dirt and help them a heck of a lot economically as a franchise. That is why I believe the Pelicans and Grizzlies got the 1 and 2 pick in the draft. They're both broke.
Bankrupt, like no money on my card.
Okay, not broke. They got money, obviously, but they're not up there with the rest of the teams. They're way down here. And as for the rest of the lottery picks, the Knicks, they're also poverty. And trust me, they weren't allowed to fall out of the top 3 because they were swimming in rumors involving, of course, KD and Kyrie signing with them this summer. So for them to fall out of the top 3 completely is just idiotic. And as for the Lakers, who ended up with the 4th pick, they, just like the Knicks, have big plans. What do you know? Another coincidence. These two teams bring in the most money out of every other team in the NBA, but yet what's stopping them? They're dysfunctional. When it comes to who has the most dysfunctional organization in the league, it's 1A and 1B. So in an attempt to counterattack their stupidity, I feel like they were gifted those picks as well. As we all know, the NBA is going to be doing way better financially when 2 of the biggest markets are popping. But awkwardly enough, they have a bunch of nematodes running things in the front office, and they need assistance. And they got it by receiving the 3rd and 4th pick, making their jobs a lot easier. Having the top 4 picks aligned precisely in this order is inevitably going to make the league better, at least financially. So that was just phase 1 of Adam's big plan, I believe. Phase 2 was putting all of these lottery teams, the Suns, the Cavs, the Bulls, the Hawks, in check so they can actually start to do what it takes to become a successful organization. The Bulls, Cavs, Suns, and good grief, my Hawks all got screwed on that Tuesday night. By shifting things like this, Adam Silver may have just killed the plague in the league, known as tanking. And he did it while simultaneously putting the league in a better position, quote unquote, financially. He assisted two of the league's most valuable organizations as we speak today, the Knicks and Lakers, by giving them pick 3 and 4 because they have an extremely troubled front office. And he rejuvenated the two least valued teams in the league, the Memphis Grizzlies and New Orleans Pelicans. I don't know about y'all, man, but me, I could see right through the smoke. Now, originally, if you saw me in my stream yesterday, I was pretty shook, okay? And I was excited and happy for these two teams. Because as we all know, the Pelicans have been going through it, and so were the Memphis Grizzlies. After sitting down, though, and weathering the storm of thoughts causing havoc in my mind, I now know that this isn't no coincidence. It just makes way too much sense. Too many dots connect, too many signals were given. This night right here was all planned accordingly. I presented to you my 2019 NBA draft conspiracy. Tanking is officially dead, but at what expense?
Jeepers, jinkies.
But this is the end of the video though, man. I really do appreciate you for taking time out of your marvelous day to come over here on my channel and to see what I have to talk about today. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, share, and also turn your notifications on, and also follow me on Instagram and also on Twitter. I just had to make this video right before I get on to my mock draft because this stuff would be just brewing in my head and it would literally drive me crazy not to express myself. But yeah, man, like I said, leave a like, comment, share, and stuff like that, and also follow me on Instagram and Twitter. But until then, I'll get right with you.
No way, remember back when I couldn't get a play, no home, I ain't have a place to stay, I got to work, made it certain, free the way, Told my girl who'd ever